Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode, we had the draft and re-sign stage, and our team is starting to kind of shape up to being a very bad team this upcoming season, but at the same time, there is a lot of potential for some good future success, because obviously we're trying to go into a bit of a rebuild after we won the Stanley Cup in year number 2 or year number 3, whatever it was. So now basically you can see if we go to our all skaters here that we do not have a lot of old guys left on this roster. There's only 2 guys in their 30s, those being Morrissey and Scheifele, and there is a good chance that we are going to be flipping Scheifele in this episode. And that means pretty much our entire roster is going to be 26 or younger. So I do like that we're building a pretty solid foundation. We also do have a lot of solid prospects as well. So that should be exciting for our team as well, because you could see, like, for example, we drafted Grosek. I'm excited to see what this guy pans out to being like. Obviously, we do still have guys like Barlow. We have Helenas, who we brought in last year. Emil Hemming, who we just brought in recently. Kumpalainen, Luke Misa, Cam. There's like a lot of top 6 forward prospects on this team, and hopefully a lot of them get some good growth, because it would be really nice to obviously have a good foundation for the future. Obviously, we're still looking to add to that, and I think the main thing we need is defensive prospects. That's probably the main need, because Galvis is the best right now, and then we don't really have much else. So obviously, I think in the next few drafts we want to start looking for defensemen. But obviously we could add more forwards if we want to. We did just recently bring in Dag as well in the Connor Hellebuck trade, so we do have ourselves a couple goalie prospects at least as well to build up around, which is really good. So anyways, that's that. Let's get into the only comment we got in last episode, because we didn't actually get a lot of comments this time around. So that comment is from Michael Dose, who says, Pirala looked good at Nashville, medium elite 81 at 19 years old. Definitely trade for him, please. And I'll look into him if he is realistic. So let's take a look at Pirala in Nashville, because I don't even know what position this guy plays at all. But I'm curious if it's somebody that Nashville actually could get rid of. If it's not, then it doesn't really make sense. But let's take a look at him. He's a right-handed defenseman, 81 and 19. How is their defensive core looking on paper right now? Not good at all. Not good at all. So never mind. That's not going to happen. Sorry there, Michael. It just does not make sense. Yossi's really good still, but they have legit nobody else. They have Pirala and Olsen, and then it's a bunch of AHL defensemen. So they should be very busy on the defensive front in terms of signing free agents this offseason. But Pirala definitely wouldn't be a guy they'd be looking to trade away at this moment. He was a 6th overall pick as well, like a year ago. So we won't trade him for him right now, but maybe once Nashville gets to a certain point where their defensive core is very strong, and maybe he's one of those guys that could be flipped out, then we'd look for trading for him. But right now, I think he's a key piece to their blue line and the future of that team as well. So I don't think it really makes a whole lot of sense. But anyways, let's get into the trade I was going to make with Mark Scheifele involved. We do also have to sign a bunch of cap whales in this offseason, because we're way below the cap. But I do have a good trade, I think, in mind for Mark Scheifele. I was just doing a little bit of pre-scouting, because the trade finder didn't find me anything. But then I came across the New York Rangers, who want Mark Scheifele. They have the cap space as well, so we wouldn't have to take back any salary cap. And they do have some young players in the system that are kind of intriguing. I was looking at the skaters matching block, but it doesn't really have anything super good there. Like, it has Bo Aki, it has Bryce McConnell-Barker. But those are not really guys I'm really looking to get. But if we go to rookie skaters here, you can see they have 2 low leads here. One was a former first-round pick, Timo Ranta, as you can see, late first-round pick. And also they do have Matthias Nilstorp, who was a DFD they drafted in the 3rd round. He's a little bit more of a long shot to make it. So basically I would take those 2 guys. And I would also take 2 second-round picks if I can for back-to-back seasons. And that looks to me pretty even in a trade value. Now, they might not want to get rid of these lowly prospects, but I think it still makes sense for them right now in a way, because obviously I think they're trying to win right now still, because they still have like Zibanejad. So I think they are definitely going through that period where they just want to win as soon as possible. So they will be willing to probably give up these prospects. Obviously, they're willing to give up the picks. After we trade Scheifele, if this goes through, like I said, we're going to have to sign some players to some not long-term deals, but very high paid money that are just going to have to like basically fill out a roster. So some of those guys we probably won't be able to flip. So I'm going to hope that we could give like, say, a Fanasayev, that guy I was looking at last episode, like a 1-year deal at like, we'll give him like $10-12 million or the max salary. That way we can get closer to that cap floor, and then there's no inflation, because right now we are in quite a dire need of keeping money, and trading away Scheifele is going to knock $8.5 million off the books. So let's see if this goes through. Scheifele for 2 lowlights and 2 second-round picks. That's accepted, and apparently the Rangers think that they make out like gangbusters, but hey, I like that trade a lot. We get a couple lowlight prospects, we offload Scheifele, and yeah, I think that was good. Obviously, I could have maybe taken a first instead of 2 seconds, but they didn't have the first on the block, so it was maybe a bit of a stretch. But yeah, now we have $55 million in cap space. I don't know what the cap floor is at, so we definitely need to sign ourselves some cap whales here. We also could use a backup goalie, so I am going to sign a backup goalie instead of Milic, and he'll also probably be one of our cap whales. I'm more looking for younger guys, as you guys should know, because we're going into a rebuild stage. So if I want to find ourselves a backup goalie here, Silovs was a RFA. Caden Primo, oh yeah, it was like Colton Ellis and stuff like that. Let's give Colton Ellis a boatload of money, 1-year deal, and we will give you $19.17 million to be our backup goalie. I know it sounds a little bit stupid, but we need to get to that cap floor as close as possible. Obviously, some of that money is going to be going to Velarde, who's an RFA at the moment, but we do need to also give some of that money to some free agents. I don't really know if I'm going to sign a ton of players in the offseason here. I know that I'm going to sign a couple young guys at least, like Fanasayev is one of the ones I have interest in. I could give him... yeah, he's not going to really develop much more than this. I'm going to give him a 2-year deal and just jack it up to like 2.5. I know it's going to be kind of weird paying him 2 years, that for 2 years, but I think that's okay. Actually, let's do a 1-year deal for him for now, because he does have RFA status. Let's do 1 year at 2.5, so that way that gets us a little bit closer to the cap floor. I don't know how much we need to have to get to the cap floor, so I'll constantly check about that. So Fanasayev will also probably sign Gabriel Fortier as one of those options, because he might be able to crack our lineup here. Just surround our younger guys with some players that have already played a little bit, you know. And then hopefully some of these guys could be flipped away. They might not be able to because of the amount of money I'm going to be paying them, but we will try and hold on to them a little bit here. What about on the right wing side of things? Because we don't really need centermen. We have a lot of centers, so it's more wingers I'm looking to sign here. And maybe a couple defenders too. Let's also sign Yolonen, or Ulinen, I think is what Finns say. So let's give him like 1.3. We will also go to defenders. I was looking at a couple defensemen here, I think, if I remember right. I think we needed to sign like 2 defensemen. Who was it that I was interested in? Helson was RFA. It was Hagula, not Hagula. What am I saying? I'm combining Hutton and Regula. It was only Chonik and Regula. So we'll sign both of these guys up. Let's see if I could get them. Let's do 1.4 for a year. Chonik's an RFA at the end of the year too, which is nice. And Regula will sign you as well and give you around the same. And hopefully this inches us closer to the cap floor. There you go. Perfect. So those are all the contracts I think we are going to offer. I'm pretty sure. Did I give a goalie a contract? Yes, I did. Okay. I wasn't sure. For some reason, I completely blanked on that. I'm like kind of tired, so didn't get a lot of sleep again, but it is what it is. Let's see if those guys accept. They should all accept. Yeah, they're all saying lucrative contract because they're not used to that much amount of money. So I think we have our team, right? We have 31 million in cap space. We have our goaltending. The good thing is a lot of those guys we just signed, like I said, are pending RFAs and not pending UFAs. So if we want to hold on to them, we could. Or we could trade away their rights. And we should be able to do that. So I think we're pretty good in terms of signing players. Let me take a look at the cap situation. See how close we are to the cap floor. Oh, wow. We're still well below. Like, I think we still need maybe another 5 million in cap. So maybe I'll just overpay on Velarde for now. Like, I know I was thinking about trading Velarde. but maybe we just give him what he's asking for, but for a year only. That way we're maybe a bit closer to that cap floor. Yeah, I'll just give Velarde what he's asking for. I know I wasn't going to originally do that, but I think we need to just pay him the money so that way we actually can be cap compliant here. Because I don't want to not be cap compliant. Let's see. There you go. He's accepted the $5 million bucks. Everybody's happy. Let's take a look at the proposed trade then again. And we're still a little bit below. Like, we maybe need another $3 million, $2 million. Like, maybe the cap floor is $70 million. I don't know if there was a thing that you could check to see what the cap floor is. Because I can't remember. I can't remember if there was a way to check. We might need to sign another free agent to get to that cap floor. Do we have the contract room? I don't remember if we do. Yeah, we have a couple spots available. Okay. Let's go back here and just go to the bottom of this. Actually, let's see if we can find anybody that's like 25 or something like that we could just give them a couple $1 million to. Let's see, 27 and Studnicka, he might be okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go for Studnicka. I'll give him a 1-year deal, and I'll give him like $3.5 million, I think. And I'm thinking that should get us to the cap floor. Getting to the cap floor is a pain when you're going through these rebuilds, but it is what it is. Let's see if those work. Should work. I should be at the cap floor now, I think. If I'm not mistaken. No, we still aren't. Oh my goodness. We are still like a couple million, I think, underneath. I wish I could tell what the cap floor is. There's not really anybody to trade for that would be interesting to me. But we need, we are at 47 out of 50 contracts, so we will need to sign, we still have room to sign a couple more players, which is good, but I don't want to be signing all these kind of guys. Maybe I'll just sign another defenseman, I guess. I don't really know. Like, I feel like I'm signing way more than I wanted. These guys are looking probably for ELCs, right? Yeah, I can't change their money. I need to find guys that are wanting one-way deals. Hey, Jan Ruda's back there. That's funny. Bring back Ruda for the AHL? A lot of these guys are pretty old now. Robin Salo might be intriguing. Let's bring him in as well. And he's a pending UFA, but let's bring him in. And let's just give him like $3.5 million. And I think that should work. Hopefully that gets us to the cap floor, because we're running out of contract spaces. A lot of these guys might not even be on our NHL team next season, but it's just more to get ourselves to the floor. Let's take a look and see if we're at that floor now. Yeah, I think we are. It's very tough to tell. Maybe just below it. It is almost impossible to tell. I think we are there, though. Yeah, I don't see any gray space in between, but there might be literally like a pixel or two of gray space. But there we go. We have got all our signings. We made our trade. Maybe I should have held on to Scheifele just for the cap reasons, but oh well. Okay, let's see what our team's looking like for next season, because it's going to be a band of misfit free agents and also the top guys that we have right now. Very interested to see what do we look like, but we should be a pretty bad team based on my guess. At least I'm hoping for it. Okay, let's go to headlines here and see what we're working with. Let's go to roster moves first to see if we have the right players in the right positions here. So, starting with our goalies, Dostal and Ellis. Yep, that works. Milic will probably end up being a scratch in the AHL, and it would be Grant and Dag in the AHL, because I think Dag is AHL eligible now, right? Yeah, he is. So yeah, Milic is probably just going to be scratched. Ivanov would be scratched as well. Defensively, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with our free agent signings of Regula, Kolyachonok, and Salo. We do need a 7th defenseman. And I guess I would probably lean towards... who's better defensively? 79 on Lundmark. Chisholm's in 82. Let's go with Declan Chisholm as our depth defenseman. He'll come on up. Right wing wise, we got Chinnikov and Ulinen. There is Irving, who should probably get a chance. Helenius is not ready yet. Irving is actually listed as a 4th liner, so you know what? Irving will come up. There is a good chance that Ullinen gets scratched for the youngster. In terms of left wing wise, oh, Caden Lindstrom, who we traded for, is almost ready as well. That's nice. Yeah, we have a lot of solid prospects already that might make the jump. And in center-wise, we got 3, 6, 9 centers. Jeez, man. We have a lot of them. Brad Lambert, is he listed as a fourth liner? No, he's listed as a depth forward. Maybe keep him there for one more year, see him with Kumpalainen. So I don't think I'm going to call up any from there. We'll be over to player limits, so we got to send some people down. So let's go to our roster here and see who we got to send down. Who's the lowest overall players? Ullinen is one of them. And I would probably send down... not Kupari. Maybe Kurashev. Yeah, I think I'm going to send down Yelanin and Kurashev. And that should be good because we need a depth defenseman. We can't just have depth forwards. Okay, let's rework these lines here a little bit. See what we're working with for the season. It's a mess right now. Holy crap, man. Okay, so I don't know if I really want Michael Misa's second line center right out of the gate, but I'm not opposed to it. Let's go with Afanasayev up there, and then we will... Velarde down the middle doesn't work as well as it was before. Let's go with Irving, Gustafson. Actually, I feel like Lucius up here would be better. This is a very intriguing looking team, to be honest. Wow, that's an all power forward line. Don't know if I want that. So, you know what? Let's put Velarde up there with Lucius and Misa. And then Afanasayev could play with Gustafson and Irving. Fourth line, is there anybody scratched that shouldn't be? Stankoven needs to be in the lineup for sure. But I don't want to take Kupari out. I will take out Studnicka for him. Because we got to get the younger guys in first. We will put Stankoven up instead of Gustafson, I think. Because Gustafson's more fourth line material. Fortier, does he need to get replaced by anybody? No. Okay. So that's our forward core. I don't mind it. Obviously, we're very weak down the middle. But when you have Perfetti, Misa, Stankoven, this is exactly how I picture our center core in the future. And then we're starting to build up a good group of players like Chinnikov. There's Lucius. There's Aiden Irving, who hopefully gets to a second liner soon. Then you also have Afanasayev, who we brought in. Velarde, who might get dealt this season. Michelli, who's here for a few years. And a little makeshift fourth line. Defensively, we probably won't be that good because our roster looks pretty bad down here. I will take Regula, put him to the top pairing with Morrissey. Heinola could play with Kairu, even though they're the same type of players. Actually, maybe I should put Heinola with Morrissey. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that. And then we'll do Regula and Kairu, maybe? Yeah, Regula and Kairu. Or maybe I go with Salo since he's actually a left-handed shot. Yeah, let's go with Salo instead. And then Regula can play with Kolyachonic. Goalie-wise, Dostal and Ellis. And in the depth options, Chisholm and Studnicka. We do need still one more depth piece, so we will call up Kurashev, I think, again from the AHL as a depth forward. Yeah, we'll do that. So that way we actually have 2 depth forwards. And then let's adjust our AHL quickly as well. This episode's already like almost 20 minutes in, so we probably won't do a ton of simulating in this episode, but let's just make sure our top prospects are in the lineup. Cam needs to be playing, Grosek needs to be playing, Nilstorp needs to play, Dag needs to play, Zhilikin's okay to be scratched, same with Julian. So we got a lot of guys to throw in the lineup. So Milic is going to be taken out for Gabriel Dag, because obviously Dag's our top goalie prospect. Him and Grant will be the goalies down there. And then we got to take out Ullinen. Ullinen probably could have been a depth option in the NHL, but it's okay. We'll take him out. We'll put in Grosek, one of the low elites. Cam needs to be put in, so we'll probably take out... Who do I want to take out? There's so many prospects down here. Holy moly. We'll probably take out Daniel Torgerson, because he's not much of anything at this point. Wait, it's a defensive prospect we need to put in, right? Or is Cam already in? Because it didn't show Cam, did it? Oh, maybe Cam's in junior, so no, he's a centerman. Okay. I completely forgot what position he plays. We will probably still throw him in for Torgerson. So let's get Cam in the lineup. looks like he is getting some development, which is good. We do also have Nilstorp to get into the lineup. Oh man, there is a lot of guys. It's almost a log jam, so to speak. Holy crap. Okay. Let's see. Medium top 6. Like, all these guys almost have top 6 or elite potential. We'll take Wagner out of the lineup. And we will throw in Nilstorp instead. And I think that should work out well. Yeah, all these guys have like top 6 or elite potential except for Nilstorp. Like, look at this. The amount of potential in here is crazy on the forward side of things. Levi is only a top 9, so he could get taken out at some point. So there you go. There's our forward core. Defensively, do we have anybody scratched? I think there was only one, right? No, there was none. Okay. I guess we have way too many forwards because Nikanen's playing defense. So we definitely need to start drafting more defenders. And then goalie-wise, we got Dag and Grant, so that works good. Yeah, that's perfect. Ready to go. Okay, so our NHL and AHL team is set up perfectly. Let's simulate a tiny bit of the season, not too much, maybe like a month or two, just to see how this team does, but we shouldn't be that good based on our defensive core, and also the fact that Dostal is now our starting goaltender, and last year he was our backup. I'm not expecting us to be even close to 500 by the end of the month, but who knows, this game could surprise you at times, so let's see how we do in the preseason. Hopefully we do not do too well. Or actually, hopefully we have a good preseason because that means a bad regular season. And we do have a good preseason, 6-1, which is better than expected, but it is what it is. And Michelli had 13 points in 7 games, so Michelli might be one of those wildcard players. Like, that top line is still looking pretty decent with Perfetti. So it should be interesting to see how they actually perform this season, because this entire top line will be here likely the entire season. Nobody should be getting dealt from that top line. So let's go to November the 1st and see how we do in these first 2 weeks of action. We shouldn't do well. Velarde's already fractured his ankle, so that's not great for his trade value in a sense, but it is what it is. It does make us a little bit weaker, which is good. And Gustavo Graham's been injured in the AHL. So we do get slapped with a couple injuries to start this season. But we did have back-to-back wins, which is kind of a surprise too. Graham is back. Let's just get him back in because we don't want to really go best lines in the AHL with the amount of good prospects down there. So we had 2 forwards playing defense, which is kind of questionable, but is what it is. There we go. Grosek has been injured. That's the low lead forward. That's not ideal. Let me stop the sim because I think it's on the AHL calendar. Yes, it is. I hate when it glitches like that. That glitch has been there forever. We're 5-1-1 after the first month. Why is our team doing well? I have no idea. And Michael Misa's leading us in points with 8 points in 7 games. He's a second liner on our team right now. And this is our his rookie season at the moment. So I don't know. This team might do better than expected. But who knows? We should be able to crash back down soon. But Michael Misa is definitely performing better than expected right out of the gate. Okay, let's continue to simulate. Let's do one more month, I think, just because I don't want this episode being close to 40 minutes. And we'll take a look at how our players are doing, how our team is doing in terms of simulating in all areas. And yeah, then we'll basically, I don't know if we're really going to even look at the trading block in this episode, because really, at the moment, I don't really know if there's anything we want to do. Next episode is where we're probably going to have the meat and potatoes of the season and decide what we want to do with this team. Misa's already got almost a full set of X factors, so he's already probably going to end up being better than Perfetti, which is great. So Perfetti might end up being a second line center instead, and Dostal has been injured till November the 11th. That sucks. Means we're going to have to call up, I guess we'll call up Milic as the goaltender. He would go through waivers, I think, to get sent back down, but he is the best goalie. He is scratched down there in the AHL too, so might as well give him some NHL time instead of calling up one of our goalie prospects. So Milic would be in, and Colton Ellis as the backup. That way we're not disturbing the goaltending duo of Grant and Dag. Okay. Emil Hemming has now been injured with a broken nose. Everybody's getting injured in the AHL and NHL right now, it seems like. And now Dostal is back, which is good. Maybe we'll actually just keep Milic up here as a depth option if we have the depth space, which I don't think we do, but for now, we'll hold on to him up here. Because might as well. Okay, so our goaltending is back to normal. That is good. Let's continue to simulate. Yeah, we're definitely having a rougher month this month, but still doing better than I kind of expected at this stage. We will take out Ullinen, and we'll put in Hemming. Hopefully a lot of these guys end up making the NHL team at some point, because it would be kind of cool to see them go from AHL to NHL. I need to stop the sim again because it's on that glitch. Apparently it's a good year for rookies, so hopefully we do not botch this and somehow make the playoffs, because it would be nice to get good rookies in the draft class this year. Velarde is back, so now we'll have to send Milic back down. There we go. And we need to get Velarde back in the lineup here, because or else he might get mad. Now he's back to full health, that's good. Okay, so Studnicka was playing second line. Wonder how he did there. Hopefully he contributed a little bit. So there we go. Velarde is in. And at the end of the month, we are now 10-8-2. So that's much better. We are one of the worst teams in our division, but the Blues and Preds have been drastically bad. See, that's why I didn't trade for that defenseman, because the Preds are in a rebuild territory. It doesn't make sense for them to get rid of a medium elite defenseman at this stage. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Perfetti's over point per game on a team not doing too well, so that's also really good to see. Because obviously you don't want to be necessarily a good team right now, but to see some of the younger guys actually step up is a good thing. Considering Scheifele's gone from this team now, and Perfetti has that number 1 center spot. Let's take a look at what our team has been doing good so far through these first 20 games, and we'll also take a look at our player stats at this point in time as well. So at the moment, where are we finished in the league? At the moment, we're in 18th. So right now we don't have good lottery odds, but obviously if we fall off a lot, that would be good. In terms of goals for per game, our offense isn't very good, so we must not have great depth scoring at the moment. We are allowing not a lot of goals against, actually. It's not relatively that bad. Like for our defensive play, it's actually okay. Considering we lost Hellebuck, it's not bad. Power play percentage has been pretty bad, so that's why our offense is also not clicking too well. Let's see. Penalty kill has been actually looking pretty solid. Yeah, penalty kill has been around solid too. So our defensive play has been better than expected at this point in time. Maybe it's because of Morrissey. 4-3-1 on home ice, 6-5-1 on the road, 5-4-1 in our last 10 games. Let's take a look at those player stats so far. See who is doing what. Hopefully we get some good young guys performing well. So Perfetti's been great. Michael Misa's been fantastic as well. So our top 2 centers doing what they need to do, which is good. Lucius has been great too. 14 points in 20 games. Didn't I give him a good extension? Yes, I did. An 8-year extension. That looking already pretty good. Studnicka had 14 points in 18 games as a depth guy playing next to Michael Misa. So yeah, Michael Misa definitely has a good impact, and Studnicka is a stud as a depth option. That's fantastic. Stankoven's not doing the best. 6 points in 20 games, only a +2. I don't know if he's getting power play time. Don't think so. He does have some power play points though. Kupari on 5 points isn't great. Gustafsson on 2 goals in 20 games, and Velarde's point per game in 2 games. Yeah, maybe we'd look to make some changes, but once again, we will need to take back cap because or else we'll be below the cap. Michelli's been great, 17 points in 20 games, so our top line doing everything so far. Fortier's been solid-ish. He's not doing much offensively, but from a defensive standpoint, he's been okay. Afanasayev is the same boat, pretty much. He is very aggressive, apparently. And then right wing-wise, Chinnikov has been good. Irving not doing too well to start his rookie season. I don't think he's getting power play time. Maybe I should put him on the power play for the next episode. Yeah, I think that's what I'll probably end up doing, just so he gets more playing time. Morrissey's been pretty solid. He is a -6 though, which is kind of unlike him. Signed for 1 more year. Robin Salo's been actually pretty decent defensively. Same with Kyrou, Rikula, Kolyachonok. And only 1 goal in 20 games from Heinola. That's not ideal. He is signed for 1 more year, but he's off to a bit of a rough start. I don't think he's on the power play either though. So I might have to rework our power play lines a bit. And then Lucas Dolstall's been fantastic through 16 games, a .920 save percentage. Jeez, was not expecting that. And Colton Ellis has a 909. So not too bad in terms of some of the players on this team, but definitely think we need to rework our power play line. So I will quickly do that before the end of this episode. I will not look at the trading block yet because I don't think we need to make trades early in the season, but let's go to edit lines here and see what we're working with power play wise, because I didn't address that at the start of this episode. So we will keep the top power play line like that for now. That's fine. Second unit, though, we do need to take Afanasayev and stuff out and put our top prospects in. So Irving, you'll get some power play time. Kyrou and Lucius could stay on there. Fortier will probably come out. Probably for Logan Stakeoven. Jeez, I almost pronounced that wrong. Yeah, there you go. That's a good second young power play line. I like that. First unit wise, I might take Valordiev. Maybe not. Who's the bad fit for this unit? Not really anybody. Maybe I just keep it that way anyways. Fortier on the second unit, though, needs to come out for, well, once again, give it to Irving. Because I think Irving, if he has a good rookie season, that would be great. He's not off to a good start, but power play time should hopefully help that a bit. And I think that's good. How's our AHL team doing? That's another thing I want to take a look at before the end of this episode, because our AHL team should be really good. And they're 8-7 at the moment. Nobody is point per game on the team too. I want to take a look at player stats right now. How is this team not doing well? They must not have the best coach. And maybe it's because there's a 4 playing defense. I don't know, but the AHL team is kind of under-assimilating a bit. But hopefully a lot of these guys are still getting growth. Could be the goaltending situation. Maybe. Grant has been good with a 919 through 7 games. Dag, not so much. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll probably simulate to maybe the trade deadline, maybe a little bit earlier than that, like maybe January the 1st, maybe February the 1st. And we'll take a look at our trading options, see if there's any players that we want to trade away from our team, or players that we obviously want to sign long-term, because maybe there's some that are pending free agents that we want to sign on 8-year deals, kind of like Chaz Lucius is. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.